Hello?
They are audible.
Okay, great.
So I'm going to enable the system now to allow you to share your screen.
Okay.
So you can share your screen now. So your screen is showing. You can stop sharing now until we start the program.
Okay. Okay, I guess that is it. Yeah.
This is Zoom. Yeah, Zoom, not the Zoom.
Meanwhile,
Yes, you are still audible. We are not starting. I'm going to enable the system now to allow you to share your screen.
that is the beginning
So you can share your screen now.
for the disorder.
Okay.
Ó má jẹ́ pé YouTube ẹ̀ ló ń
YouTube gbé
ṣe
níṣẹ́
tó
sí.
wà behind. Bẹ́ẹ̀.
YouTube gbé níṣẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀. YouTube gbé sọ̀rọ̀. So your screen is showing. You can stop sharing now to start the program. Nígbà èèyàn lè máa lọ pàrípà sí ìdílé system. That's what it is.
Okay, okay.
Actually, take a remote.
WhatsApp, Facebook, Yahoo, message, WhatsApp, WhatsApp, email. Ṣé ẹ bá rí òkè ẹ já lọ sí email ká wá sí ilé ẹ máa ṣí WhatsApp lọ tó fẹ́
They are still audible. They are not starting. I'm going to enable the system now to allow you to share your screen.
bí a máa mú òkè wọ́n gbé ìgbà tá a bá ti fẹ́
So
bẹ̀rẹ̀
you can share your screen now.
pé a máa ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ jẹ́ lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ máa lo ti Zoom láti lè sọ̀rọ̀ pé
But your screen is showing. You can stop sharing now. Start the program.
Hello, good morning, all. Beautiful morning to you all. You are welcome to another webinar section. Good morning. And today's topic is exploring income streams for retired seniors. I would like to welcome our permanent secretary, Mrs. Sukanmi Oyegbola, the permanent secretary, Public Service Office of the Head of Service. You are highly welcome, ma. And to all our retirees on the platform, say good morning to you all, and to all serving officers in and outside Alausa, welcome for joining us. Thank you all. The topic once again is exploring income streams for the retired seniors. And we have a facilitator at home this morning that will be taking us through what to do, how to explore the income streams for our retirees. So on this note, I would like to invite the permanent secretary, with due respect, ma, to please declare the webinar open. You are welcome, ma.
Thank you very much. And I also like to say a very good morning to all our senior citizens on the call this morning on behalf of the Head of Service, Mr. Akin Olayinka Muri-Okunla. I also want to wish us a very glorious and fruitful month. Say Happy New Month. May the month be full of grace and mercies for us all in Jesus' name. This morning's topic, exploring income streams for retired seniors, I dare say is not only for those that are retired. I think the topic will also be very apt for those of us that are still in service so that we can prepare in earnest for retirement. But nonetheless, I'm sure it's going to be an interesting expose by our youth in the house, $0. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot on how we can juggle streams of income without, harming our costs and our retirement benefits. So I want to urge us to listen attentively, and God be with us all. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, ma. Before we proceed, I would like to welcome all the retired heads of service that are joining us this morning, and all the retired permanent secretaries. You are welcome. All the directors on the platform, thank you for joining us. Let me quickly go through the biography of our facilitator for today. He's a young man, Mr. Okwemikpo Durodola, the CEO of Rent Anything. He has almost been on almost a decade of experience in the tech industry. He has worked on software and is an engineer. He has worked at Tutin Silicon Valley as a founder at Vectorian Technologies. His expertise lies in web development, robotics, AI, and IoT technology. Okwemikpo has also worked on systems in the power and aviation sectors, making him an excellent problem solver and strategy thinker. With his extensive technical knowledge and entrepreneurial spirit, is dedicated to a driving Rent Anything's mission on revolutionizing the rental industry. He has taken renting industry to another level, of which I believe this morning that before the end of the section, we will get one or two things that will be a benefit to every one of us. So once again, I say beautiful morning to you all. Enjoy the section. So Mr. Opemiko, you have the floor now. Please start the section. Hello,
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for that introduction. Good morning, permanent secretary. Good morning, retired head of service, retired permanent secretaries, and retired directors. And good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I feel blessed to be speaking with the seniors here. And I'll be talking about exploring rental, exploring different income streams for retired seniors. We'll mostly be focusing on rentals, but I'll be talking about different income streams. So without any further ado, let me share my screen and let's get the ball rolling. Okay. Can we see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Opemiko, just a minute. I would like to inform us that you can view us on YouTube. The link has been forwarded to a different platform. If you're having problem joining us on Zoom, you can join us on YouTube. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So what are we looking to do today? We are looking to so if you are looking to earn additional income as a retired senior citizen, we could consider rental income as a lucrative and flexible option. In this presentation, we would explore various income streams available to seniors with a focus on rental income. We'll learn about the different types of income, their examples, advantages and disadvantages peculiar to you. By the end of this presentation, you will have better understanding of how rental income can help supplement your retirement saving and improve your financial well-being. So firstly, we'll be talking about earned income because this is actually what we started with. So part-time jobs, freelancing, working for the government, having small businesses. These are examples of income streams that are earned. And so even as someone that has worked in the civil service, we would actually be more familiar with earned income because we get salaries. Then what are the advantages? Yeah, social interaction, like for example, this kind of interaction, I mean, to have a kind of program where even if you're out of service, you still have the relationships you've built over the years with other people. And so it's also like that for people that are actually earn income because they have co-workers that they can always interact with. And what are the disadvantages? Physical strain. When we look at the fact that we have to go through traffic and all those kind of then conflicts in lifestyle. Sometimes some people want that lifestyle of enjoyment, but when you think about the fact that you have to go to work on a Monday morning after just going for an O1 bed during the weekend, it might not really go with your lifestyle, but it's just something you have to do. And so even as you start to age also, which is one of the reasons why one has to now retire, it starts to affect your energy levels in terms of going to work. You might not have that much energy again. Even health issues also, these are some of the things that actually come up, and it's even a risk to actually even move from a point A to point B every day. And that's actually one of the reasons why end income could be a disadvantage. But yes, there are so many risks that we take in life, and it's always worth it in the end. Then there's profit income. This is the one where you actually sell something and make it. Say, for example, I bought something for 15 naira and I decide to sell it at 16 naira. I have the profit of 10 naira. This is another way to make income, and it's a flexible way. What is the disadvantage? It's financial loss, initial investment required, and then potential for legal and tax complications. Yeah, sometimes when you start going into buying and selling, and then you start to factor in tax collection and things like that. All this can even affect your profit at the end of the day, and that's even why there are even laws that actually try to protect businesses that are not making profits. But as a business, when you're making profit and you pay tax and it takes majority of your profits, you start to look at it that is it really a worthy venture? And so these are some of the disadvantages of profit income. Then we talk about interest income also. This interest income has to do with investment like bonds, being land. And when all this, when there's a return on investment, this is actually where you make your income from. Regular income, yeah, the advantages of this is you have regular income, below risk, potential for compound return. So if you have an investment that has multiple cycles that always renews and you always reinvesting your interest to kind of compound returns, it's one of the advantages there. Then what are the disadvantages? But sometimes there are some investments that are low returns that after putting your money in there could even be for several months, and then you just realize that it's really not worth it. I've had some investments like that were very low returns, and so at the end of the day, you just realize it's a waste of your time. Then there's also the potential for inflation, especially with how the value of naira depreciating when you compare it to the dollar or pounds. It actually affects purchasing power, which is one of the reasons why we have the solution that we actually are going to be talking about today. So purchasing power drops, inflation erodes your interest. So at the end of the day, you start to wonder if it was worth it, because your interest and the interest plus your capital that you invested, by the time inflation has eroded the value of that money, you realize that your capital was even way like the value, it was at a higher value than the new interest and your initial capital. So then we talk about royalty also. Royalty income is money that you earn from allowing others to do something that you created. It could be music, it could be maybe some kind of tool that people can actually use. It could be a software, anything that you create that people can actually use. They start paying you for using it. So when people are using it, so there's some artists when they produce a music and then someone uses the music to do advertisements, you can get paid for that. As a retired, you could actually come up with something and people start to use it. You come up with a solution, people use that solution, then they pay you royalty for using that solution. What are the disadvantages? Initial investments is required. You have to actually invest time or finances in building something, and it might be, when you look at the cost of building that thing, it might be too much. And sometimes markets that's demanding for what you are trying to work on would actually be limited market. So at the end of the day, you realize that the time and money you invested in building that thing not worth it, because the market is not there. Then there's dividends also. if you own a shares in a company, that's actually the money that is paid to you. So if you own a shares in maybe Facebook, Google, any company, it could even be my company also. If you own it, yeah, dividend is the amount of money that you get paid based on the profits that that company makes. Uh, so yeah, one of the advantages, we have regular income and there's potential for growth. And the reason why there's potential for growth is as the company grows, the value that you get from the profit would also grow. So as the company grows, if the profit of the company grows, and that means the dividend it gets is also always increased. And the risk about that is it might not always be stable. Sometimes the company will make losses depending on the market risk that is involved. But yeah, it's could be devastating if there's a very serious loss also. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of dividends. And we will talk about capital income. Capital income is the income received from selling capital assets such as stock, bonds, estate, and other investments. So, for example, now we go back to having shares in a company. So when you have shares in a company, you actually pay to actually buy those shares, and you've been paid dividends. Now, if you decide that okay, I don't think this company is aligning with me again, maybe my lifestyle or my values, you want to sell your shares from that company, then in that kind of situation, you are liquidating your investment in that company. And what happens there is that money that you've invested in company and the actual worth of that, the worth the shares that you bought, you have to bought the shares for about 1 million and what would be million. You can actually sell it to someone that is going to buy it and you make money from that. That's where your capital income comes. So what are the disadvantages? What are the advantages? Well, potential for high returns, one-time win for. So it's a thing that once like I said, you bought the shares for 1 million, maybe from a startup, like a business that is just, and then they grew so well, and then you decide to sell your own shares, make a lot of money, probably like 20 million. That's the potential there. But then what's the disadvantage? Market risk. Like I said, if the market doesn't really work well for that company, the investments that you put into the company cost it. So potential for loss, potential for tax implications also. So like the same way I said, profit income would also affect the tax would also affect income. Same way, it also boils down to affecting capital income. How does that work? So because of profit income is the income from a business, and capital income because you actually putting capital into a business. At the end of the day, it's the profit that is the root cause of everything. So if there are taxes that are not favorable to the profit, it will also affect the capital income for you as an investor in that business. Yes, residual income. So residual income is income that is earned on an ongoing basis from work done in the past. It's also referred to as a passive income because it's generated without actively working for it on a regular basis. So there are, one of the things that we always look to having is a residual income, and there are different types. So you have the one from rental income, you have the one from interest income, and you have the one from dividend income. So when you say work in the past, it could be like maybe your financial input into a company. It could be royalty from something that you created. Most of all this income that comes easily to you without you doing any kind of work. And these are some of the kind of income that it's always good to actually pursue. These are passive incomes that come in and you're not really stressing yourself to actually get them. Maybe you've done some work in the past and then you're getting paid for it. This is what we call residual income. Advantages for seniors. Passive income, potential for good and ongoing. So there's a potential for that income to always grow and it's ongoing. And disadvantages is initial investment is required. It's either you invest your time, your money, whatever it is that you never know if it's going to be it's going to be worth it or not. And then there's legal and financial complications. So yeah, in terms of legal and financial complications, there have been cases of maybe a company uses some intellectual property right of another company and you invested in that company A. So now legal issues start to rise up and they spend a lot of money in all these legal issues. I'm sure you know what's going on. Even the company can get bankrupt from legal issues, especially when they now decide that, okay, they have to pay a fine. And the amount to pay for that fine is a very ridiculous one. It could actually affect you that has invested in that business. The potential for limited market demand. So, like I said earlier, maybe you wrote a book and you put it out there, you're supposed to get royalty on that book. And if there's no demand for that book, it will affect you, especially when you invested time and money into creating that book. Another, again, rental income, which is the focus for today. So rental income is the revenue that is earned from renting out a property such as apartment, house, equipment, commercial space to a renter for regular payments. This income stream can be passive, meaning that the property owner does not have to actively work to earn the income, but rather collect it from rental payments made by the tenants. The income is typically received on periodic basis, it could be hourly, it could be daily, it could be weekly, monthly, yearly, and can provide a stable source of passive income for property owners. Rental income can be a great source of additional income, particularly for retired seniors, as it provides a steady stream of cash flow and can help supplement retirement savings. Now, the thing about rental income is when we talk about property, most of the time people think about houses, but then there is more to property. It could be things that you own in your house that you hardly use, that are parking lots in your house, in your garage. It could be a wedding gown, it could be a bookshelf, it could be even books, it could be chairs, it could be anything that you really don't take serious. It could be the sewing machine that you bought, thinking maybe you were going to venture into sewing and then you lost interest in sewing completely. It could be a power tool that you use for drilling or maybe even for carpentry or whatever venture it is that you may have decided that, okay, I intend to go into this, and then you realize that all that time has gone and you never ventured into that business, and you start to feel, oh, this. Now, the reason why we at Trent Anything we want to encourage rental income is when we look at how the purchasing power of Nigerians has dropped over the years. I mean, there was a time when the dollar was about 300 compared to naira, and then now it's reaching 700. Now, these kind of things affect our ability to buy things in the market there, especially when you look at how salaries are not necessarily increasing in comparison to how the value of naira is depreciating. So it really affects our ability to actually buy things that we really would have in time when the exchange rates were favorable. So now, what are the some examples of rentals? We can look at spare room. Like there's Airbnb rooms to actually like share their rooms so that strangers can actually stay in their house, use their space. So for example, we want to travel to Ghana, or maybe someone from Ghana wants to travel to Nigeria for a short period of time, and they don't necessarily want to book an hotel because it might be ridiculously expensive. And so they go to maybe a platform where they spare room and they decide that, oh, okay, I would like to use this spare room with, let me find out how it is to use this spare room. And they pay for that spare room and they enjoy their vacation. The amount is cheaper. You are the owner of the house, maybe you own a boys' quarters or something like that. You actually make some money from that, and it's not necessarily you having to own house tenants that stay over the years. So there are so many ways you make a rental income. It could also be from your equipment that you own. So what are the advantages of seniors now? So passive income, there's potential for growth because there's if you bought just one tailoring machine, for example, and you rent it out. Before you know what's going on, after a few rentals, you would have recovered your capital. So that means the money that you spent on buying this tailoring machine is not wasted. And so you decide that, okay, this is like a good venture and I might just as well invest in another tailoring machine. You decide to buy another one. So you buy two. And before you know what's going on, you're buying more tailoring machines just so that you can rent out business. What are the disadvantages? Or initial investment is required. You have, I mean, most of all this income, you have to invest something before you can make money. It's either you invest your time or you invest your money. So there's initial investment, there's legal and financial complications, and there's also potential for property damage. I mean, you could rent out your things to someone and it could get damaged. And another thing could happen is be stolen also. And these are some of the things that we at Rent Anything are trying to help reduce. So one of the things we do is we verify people's identity, their NIN, and their bank details also. Then we also verify their addresses. So we have agents that actually go visiting people's houses. So when you register on our platform and you verify your address, we have agents that go to your house to find out who you are, know that you exist, even sometimes interact with your neighbors if they are opportune to interact with your neighbors. You take pictures of your house, so we have an idea what your house looks like. That way, nobody nobody would easily just run away with your post. And someone attempts to do that, it's very easy to build a case against that person because you won't be starting without zero information on, oh, a stranger came to rent something for me and I don't know where they are, where they stay, and things like that. So one of the things about rental in the traditional rental industry is mostly people rent out things to people in their environment, of which if nobody in their environment is renting what they currently own at that point in time, that assets would just be packing dust in their house, and nobody's making any money, and the asset is not value. But when you put it on a rental a platform like ours, you are able to show your product to so many people. There is going to be a variety of audience to actually see that, oh, okay, I this property belongs to so person, and I can actually reach out to this person and I use it. So you can actually see people from um different localities now reaching out to you to actually assess your the value on your asset. So that way there's more visibility for your rental business. Even if it wasn't something you were taking, you start to realize that it's becoming a serious thing because there's now a demand for what you own. That bit would be yeah. So what is Rent Anything? Yeah, Rent Anything is an online rental platform that connects individuals and businesses, people looking to rent properties and equipment. Our platform is ideal for retired seniors who have unused assets and would like to earn passive income. By listing your assets and Rent Anything, retired seniors can easily connect with renters who are interested in renting assets for short-term use. Whether you have unused electronics, sports equipment, pen supplies, like decoration and things like that, musical instruments, even baby gears, audio visual equipments. Those are equipments for DJs. Baby gears, it could be those trolleys that you used for your baby in the past, and they're just packing those there. And when you look at how it's becoming difficult to even raise children in this immediate environment. Some couples are like newlyweds, they don't have enough fund um to actually buy all this type of trolleys. But then the fact that in the past these things have been bought and used for babies then that are now adults, and those things might just be packing those instead of just having them pack those, you could rent them out to newlyweds and they can always return it when the baby is no longer having use for that trolley. So many examples like that. So renting can help you monetize this asset by connecting rentals. One of the things that we're also trying to do to save against theft on our platform, besides verifying addresses and identity, we are trying to work with insurance companies we recently acquired a partnership with insurance company, and we're trying to partner with so many more insurance companies. Now, what that means for us is our users would be able to buy insurance policies from any of the insurance companies. Now, if one insurance company is failing to you can always reach that insurance company on the platform. And it means the market for that insurance company is going to be bad. So they have a very high PR on our platform. I mean, our users will not likely be buying insurance policy from them. So, but when you have insurance companies that are willing to pay their claims, you would always have you will always have good ratings, and that way you would be always assured that yes, anything happens to the property that you listed on our platform, insurance is going to provide that. Insurance will provide that property only for transactions that occur on the platform. So that's how that works. Yeah, this is what Rent Anything looks like. We have a web and mobile app, although our mobile app has not yet been put on the Play Store. We want to see how the web app performs before we put out the mobile app. And yeah, so I would be using the opportunity to demo the website. So let me share. Let me stop sharing my screen now, and then I will go to the website here. Okay. Let me just see my text. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So this is the Rent Anything website.
Hello, Mr. Fwemifo, please kindly speak up.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is the Rent Anything website. Rentanything.io. But yeah, what I'll be doing is I will be showing you what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you the things that are on the platform, like the categories that we have on the platform. So we have artworks, we have shortlets, apartments, heavy machinery, books, vehicles, electronics, musical instruments. We even have a place for pets also. So yeah, this is the live live website. But for the purpose of this, I'll be demoing the test environment. That's our like the playground, so that I can make use of dummy money also to fund the website. So yeah, I'm going to log in now as when you log into this website, you actually have a dashboard where you can see how much you're earning. So we can see, let me make this white here. So you can see your total revenue on the platform, the number of items that you have on the platform, the number of bookings that you've done on the platform. As a renter now, one of the things you'll be concerned about is adding your property to the platform. And so in that kind of situation, let's say I want to add let me look for something to add. So let me see shoe rack. I can save the image of No, let me not go to Junior. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to save some images to use so that I can yeah, I'll be saving some images to use so I can use on the put on the website as a new renter that wants to onboard their new products. So let's assume this this is my shoe rack. All right, yeah. So I'll add a new product and I'll call it shoe rack. What category would it be? Let me put in category of homes, and I would be renting it out for 2,000 naira, for example. Now I want to add the image of the shoe rack, and so that would be these two images. Yeah. So for the caution fee, uh, so we're using caution fee because since we have not yet onboarded the insurance companies, you need to actually pay caution fee. Now, caution fee is what would actually make someone say, "Oh, I still have money with this and I want to claim my money back. So I have to make sure that I return this item." And so in that kind of situation, let's say the caution fee is 5,000 naira. Now, the market value for this shoe rack is probably 50,000. So one would rather rent it for 2,000 naira, maybe for a few days, than buy it brand new. So let's see, it's a deal. Yeah, you can put our description there, shoe rack for shoes. Now, as the owner of the shoe rack, we believe that people that own things on the platform are entitled to having policy around what they own. So you as the owner of a property, you could decide that okay, you don't want to rent out your property to people in a particular area, or you want your item to be used in a particular kind of way. I mean, whatever rule that you want people that are renting your item to follow, you put it here. So in my situation here, I would say do not put on wet surface. So maybe if one puts it on the wet surface, there are chances that it will get damaged. And so because of that, you put that there, you would always know if someone puts it on a wet surface. So yeah. Yeah, so the shoe rack now has been added. What I will do is I added a picture of the lamp here. Okay, yeah. So this is my shoe rack. And now for the shoe rack to be available on the marketplace, I need to make sure that I include an item, like a product item. So when you say a product item, I might have multiple shoe racks. So what uniquely identifies this shoe rack on the platform is what I call the SKU code. So I could have maybe 10 shoe racks, and I call this one shoe rack 001. I could add another one, I call it 002. And yeah, 003. So that way I have about 3 shoe racks on the platform now, and I can rent them out to anybody. Yeah. So now that I've added the shoe rack, admin of the platform would have to approve of the products, and so the admin has been notified already that yes, I have created that someone has created a product, and the admin is now going to approve it. So now I'm going to log out and log in as an admin. I can approve this product and we can see it on the store. So as the admin, I will check for the shoe rack. Yes. The admin would inspect and see that yes, that this shoe rack does not have any funny thing going on, that it is what it says it is, and that way they say, okay, yes, let's approve this product. Then they approve it, especially when they see that the pricing is reasonable. Now I would log out now, and but we can also see it on the marketplace now that a shoe rack has been added. So you can see the shoe rack here. These are other things that people have added to shoe rack, and you can see that we have a total number of 3 shoe racks available on the platform. Let me log back in as before. Then I'm going to be opening a new window so that I can show what it is to have the 2 different types of users. So we have the renters and the renters. Yes. Okay, yeah. So user wants to rent the shoe rack from Mr. Okomenko. And so he comes to the shoe rack section and is able to see the shoe rack. Look at it. Okay, how long do I want to use this shoe rack? Okay, let me rent 1 shoe rack. I might be needing it for maybe 2 days. And so from there, they decide to they read the policy, do not put it on the web surface. And then they agree to it. Now you can add it to your cart. You can see the shoe rack. It's the rental price is 2,000 naira. You're renting it for 2 days. So you check out. Now what happens here is we can see that the rental price is 4,000. The service charge is 400, and then caution fee is 5,000. Like they had put there already. Okay, to rent this item is going to cost 5,000. So now you make payments. And so what that notification was about, it's a notification to Mr. Okomenko there that you made payment for his shoe rack, and that way you can agree with him on where to meet. And that's the situation. Mr. Okomenko's chat, and this is the chat of Mr. Dennis. So Mr. Okomenko says hello. And then Mr. Dennis gets the notification and they agree on where to meet. Yeah, and we meet. So let's say we agree on Ikeja or ICM. Now what happens is they agree on a time and they can chat to agree on a time of people. And one of the things that would have happened in the background is our system sent emails to both users. So our system notified Mr. Okonkwo that someone has made emails for their Shura, while also Dennis would have gotten a voucher. Now, Mr. Dennis is going to present that voucher to Mr. Okonkwo to identify himself as someone that is from our platform. So I am going to try to get, yeah, so I'm going to try to get the voucher code. So the voucher code was emailed to Mr. Let me just, yeah, let me go on. Let me, so while Mr. Yes, while Mr. Okwemko has gotten an email that Mr. Dennis has paid for his item, Mr. Dennis also gets a voucher code that he would present to Mr. Okwemko. Let me- Yes, so yeah, this is the voucher code Mr. Okwemko, Mr. Dennis got. When he meets Mr. Okwemko, he will present the voucher code to him. So now what happens is Mr. Okwemko goes to his store, his inventory. So he goes to Churak. And clicks on product item tab. So now he will paste the voucher. So yeah, what happens is Mr. Dennis calls out the voucher number to him, and Mr. Okwemeko puts it in and selects an item that he wants to rent out to Mr. Dennis. So you select one of the items here, and then he rents it out to him. So now the item has been rented out to Mr. Dennis. And so what you would see here is item was rented out to, let me make this, yeah, so you would see here that the item was rented out to Mr. Dennis. And so when Mr. Dennis wants to return this item, he also calls out this voucher, and that way Mr. Okwemiko can now see that, okay, yeah, this was selected and it's going to be returned. So now you can return it to okay, so returns the item to uh he returns the item to Okwemiko, and Mr. Okwemiko can now see that yes, the item has been returned to him. And so if he checks his history, he would be able to see that yes, Mr. Dennis has returned his item, and Mr. Dennis also gets his caution fee back. So that's actually a very straight forward view of how transaction occurs on the platform. Now, in a situation whereby Mr. Dennis damages Mr. Okwemiko's item, then he has to make payments for that item. Another thing that could happen is if they both don't agree on the issue, we can actually intervene by reaching out to both parties to mediate about the situation, maybe talk about what the problem was, try to see how we can settle it. And that's really happening because at the moment we don't have insurance. But in a situation where we have insurance, then the insurance company would now say, okay, yes, you guys should file a claim with regards to this property. And so that way the insurance can now settle the dispute between them, maybe pay some amount of money that would be used to repair the item or even maybe buy a new one. So yeah, that's basically it on Rent Anything. I hope we enjoyed it. I don't know if we have questions. Yeah. So that brings us to the end of the demo.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mr. Opemipo, for this wonderful section. In fact, I believe we've learned a lot about exploring income streams for our retirees, what we can, the way to add additional income to our income. And let me quickly do a recap before we go into question. He talked about types of income. He mentioned about earning earned income. Then he talked about profit income, residual income, interest income, royalty, dividend, capital income, and to our main topic of today about rental income. We had already opened our eyes to see a lot of things that we think we cannot even make use of that are still very valuable, how we can generate a daily income, monthly, weekly, even yearly income, even at the corner of our home. And he had already gave us the link how we can get in touch with Rent Anything, how we can get another source of income that can be a way of can I call it a succor for us. And I believe we've learned a lot about today's topic. As for me, I've learned a lot about it. And that thing that we are looking at our home that we cannot even make use of, our apartments, our properties, either landed property or building, electronics, anything, just name it. And thank God we are on social media live now. You do your business at the corner of your home without even going out. Just get in touch and the needful will be done. So once again, I want to say thank you to our facilitator. Thank you so much. And on this note, if we have anyone that have question, please you raise up your hand. And if you are watching or viewing us on YouTube, you can type your question. It will be forwarded to our facilitator who will answer. So please, anybody that has any question, kindly raise your hand and I will call you to unmute and ask your question. Okay, a question from Mrs. Olayinka Obadino. He said, how do I go about, sorry? Mrs. Obadino. How do I go about renting a used big freezer out for parties? Please, Mr. Opemipo, how can he go about it?
Okay. Is she the owner of the used freezer?
Sorry?
Is she the owner of the freezer?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So what she can do is she can list it on our platform. So she goes to rentanything.io. She goes to rentanything.io. So let me type the name of the website there. Rentanything.io. That's the link of the website, rentanything.io. Then you sign up as a renter. So when you sign up as a renter, you're able to list your items on the platform. You go to the inventory, you add your items on the platform, and then we approve of the item. We'll most likely get a call from us, and we would ask you questions about this item. If we would have to even maybe visit to see the item, we would. If there's no need for visiting, we'll just ask questions about the item, and that would just be it. And so once you have it on the platform, it means whenever anybody needs an item for like your deep freezer, when anybody wants to rent your deep freezer, they search for deep freezer on the platform and they will find your deep freezer. And that way, when you make payments for it, you get the money.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Please, Mrs. Odoleyema, please kindly unmute from your hand to ask your question. Thank you, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
But she said she's not able to the system is not allowing her to unmute herself.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Okwebo. I'm an environmentalist, so I was really very happy to hear of this wonderful thing. I actually wrote a book on 12 R, so I'm happy to add a 13R about reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose, regift, and so on. So I'm so happy that the things that we have in the system, we can do what we call circular economy in a practical way and still make money from it. So it's really for me to say thank you, and I'll get in touch with you. But I'm loving the fact that things don't need to be wasted and that there's already a platform where we can harness our things. So I'll spread the word and also add the 13 of rental to the various hours I have on waste management. Thank you and God bless you.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Somebody asked about cups, flat plate, and parties. I believe the same thing goes. He had already answered about the person that asked about deep freezer the other time. I believe it's the same thing. The website is rentanything.io. Rentanything.io. Then you follow the procedures. Please, for the person that asks about cups and flat plates, just log on to the website rentanything.io.
Someone is asking get in touch with me. This is my phone number and that is my email.
Okay, you can see his phone number and email on the screen. Please, you can copy and get in touch. And the slide will be forwarded to our platform at the end of the session. And the number will be there and the email address.
Okay, great. Okay, so you'll be sharing the slide with them.
Hello, please.
Yeah.
Kindly, Mrs. Adeyemo, please kindly, Mr. Afolabi Gege, kindly unmute from your hand and ask your question.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Thank you, Ope, for the wonderful presentation. My question is in the area of insurance and also verification. Those who want to rent, how do you verify them? You know, when you rent your property out to them, do you do the verification to know the location and the usage too? And on insurance, what do you do on, you know, most this part of the world, people don't really take so much importance to insurance. You have a deep freezer, it's not insured, and you want to rent it out. You have a caution fee that you collect. The caution fee and the damage done to the deep freezer when coming back might not be equal to the amount, you know, the value of the freezer. So what happens? You know, are you thinking about insurance there?
Oh yes, yes. So one of the things that prevented me from launching the platform for a while was because of insurance. So I've been trying to secure insurance partnership for a long time. And so right now I have one that is very promising that the MD has approved, and we are actually bringing them on board. So while that is still happening in the it's still in the works, what we are trying to do is make sure that, okay, yes, let's even have people start coming up on the platform, let people start getting used to using the platform. So one of the things in terms of your question on address verification, we have a partner called Verify Me. So what they do is they actually go out there to verify. They actually have agents that go on the field to verify users. So we actually check we actually do things like your national identity and your BVN. So once we verify those details about you, we know that, okay, this is a real person. You put in your address there, they actually go visit your address. They call you when they are coming to visit you in your house. You would actually see the agents. The agents will take pictures of your house, and on our platform, we would actually have those pictures. So we know, and they also share the coordinates of your house. So the longitude and latitude of your house. And there are so many other, we keep trying to improve how to verify people's addresses. So one of the things that we also have in the works is another partnership that allows us to track your at least location for a few days. So maybe you've been on a platform for a while, and then down the line we decide to verify your address. So what we are going to be doing with that platform is we actually are able to tell you, okay, this person seems to be in this location for this particular period of time. We actually seek your consent. We ask you to share your location. So for a particular period, we actually track that, okay, it still seems to be in this address. This address that you shared with us is still where you are. But now in a situation whereby the address where you've been for the past few hours doesn't correlate with the address you shared on our platform, we'll flag it and get in touch with you and know that, okay, yes, this person doesn't stay in this address anymore. If they have a new address, they have to share it with us. And so these are some of the measures that we're putting in place. Now, in terms of the insurance company, we are also trying to get as many insurance companies as possible on the platform. And the thing about insurance companies is they're only attracted when they see that there are users on the platform. And so in as much as we are trying to get them and we've gotten one that is interested, we also want to make sure that, yes, there are people on the platform. Now, what that would mean for us is, as users, you can insure your items. So now whenever someone wants to rent something from you, the person also pays an insurance fee to also make sure that, yes, that transaction is insured. That way there's no damages to that item. Another thing about the insurance is we are trying to promote an insurance culture. That's one of the reasons why we also have we build this platform. We want to encourage people to actually insure things, because we've realized that in Nigeria, our demographic, people don't really appreciate that culture of insuring things. But now with Rent Anything, when people start putting their things on a platform, be it a deep freezer, we're even looking at having insurance company to prepare custom packages, because they are aware. We told them that we want them to actually be able to insure things like cups, like things like that, things that people don't believe can be insured. Once they start to create all these type of policies for all these type of items, a lot of transactions can be secured on the platform. So that's what we are trying to do there. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, see someone says they have a spray machine and a house to rent. So for spray machine, yeah, you can list your spray machine. For house to rent, that depends on the renter. So we are not doing long-term rentals. So house rentals that has to do with the usage for maybe a year plus 2 years. We are currently not dealing with that, especially because of the legal issues that are around that kind of rental. So what we do is we do apartments, so short lets. So if you can use your house for short lets for people to have like short stays. So maybe somebody is coming to your area and they are looking for a place to stay. Maybe they don't want to use an hotel. They can actually rent your apartment. And most of the short lets that I see online, they rent out for maybe 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, depending on the area and even the kind of apartment. So if you have a house and you can purpose it as an apartment, people can actually rent them for short stays. So yeah, that kind of commodity we can list that on the platform. But if it's for annual rentals, we are currently not doing that because of the the legalities that actually surround that kind of transaction, that kind of rental. Yeah, you can get in touch with me. My information is on the slide that will be shared in the group chats. Okay, is there any other question?
Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate this morning's lecture. It has to do with income. And I'm advocate of those that will say, I think some of us are starting too late because when you are retired, a lot of these ideas.
Sorry, I can't hear you anymore.
You call me, but we don't have people that we can call on. Each reaction is this.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Can I have the floor? Do I have the floor now?
Someone was asking a question, and the person was breaking.
Do we wait for him or I go ahead and ask my question?
The person.
The person should type.
Ọpẹ́ mi pọ̀.
Hello.
Hello.
The one that typed, I have a spraying machine, which you have answered. The house in question.
Hello, ma.
I can.
Hello, please. I would like to invite Mrs. Odene to.
Can I go ahead?
A facilitator for today.
Can I go ahead?
We are hearing.
We are with you.
Okay. I said I'm the one that typed the industrial machine and the house. I can go for the short time on the house. If I get the link, then I'll give you the details. Then we'll come for an inspection and we'll start from there.
Okay. Sounds great.
Sorry, what about breakable things? Are they included in the scheme? I may have missed about breakable.
Yeah. Yeah, anything, exactly. So anything.
Is anything. Rent anything.
Yourself, self.
Okay.
Rent anything.
Yes.
Okay. So you can add me to the platform so that you can have a chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rent anything.
Okay.
I can rent myself to the $100. I help you now.
Yeah, one of the things that we are looking at is we are providing one of the things we are looking at.
I can rent myself to her. I help her to do anything. At least.
Mrs. Adeneyema, please. We are waiting for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Rent anything.
Okay. I would like to invite Mr. Afolabi Gege to appreciate our facilitator for today. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, done today, letting us know, that we can have extra income. Some of the things that we have lying down in our houses, and they are just there on our shelf, in our bedroom, in our kitchen, in our storeroom. So, for giving us the insight of knowing that these things can even bring more income to us. And thank you for this. We're still looking forward for you to help us the more. And I know at the end of this program, a lot of people are going to contact you, know more about website. So I hope you'll be willing to, lead us through and show us the way. So thank you so much for coming, and we thank everybody for attending, all our retirees. We pray that God in His infinite mercy continue to give you the grace, the joy, the happiness, continue to come online together, and pray that in any area you will never lack anything in your life. Thank you for the invitation, for the ministry, for giving us this opportunity to always come together and learn from each other. Thank you, everybody, and goodbye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would like to appreciate the permanent secretary, Mrs. Oyebola, who has gone on official. I would like to appreciate all our retired and established, all directors, serving directors, and all the serving the Director for Service Department, Mrs. Jodola, for the vote for the closing of the webinar. Mrs. Jodola, please have the floor.
So
much,
Our mommy.
Mr. Okwemiko. So excellent morning to everyone. Retired heads of service on this call, retired permanent secretaries, retired directors, serving officers. I'm so glad to have all of us on this call this morning. And I'm so very glad this morning also that we're also able to link Zoom, the YouTube this morning, so that those of us who cannot follow on Zoom can also join us on the YouTube. And it's also very heartwarming to let you know that the record will be there on the YouTube, and we can also always go back to it and listen to it over and over again.
Thank you
what a
very
day.
Thank you very much.
It's an opportunity for us once again to refresh our memory about the streams of income that we can have. And especially this new one, rental. We can actually put our stuffs on that platform for the whole world to see. And you know, on the internet is not only within Lagos. That means if you have anything, people coming from abroad who want to come into the country for one party or the other, can look ahead, or they are coming for summer. And then you are earning a lot of money in your pocket, especially with those products that you have kept for too long and then you have not been able to put in use. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Okwemiko Oduodola once again. And I want to, on behalf of the head of service and on behalf of the permanent secretary who has gone on official assignment, say thank you to everyone that has joined this call. God bless you. Thank you very much. On that note, I want to declare this webinar closed for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mommy boys. Mommy girls and boys. Yeah, well done, ma.
The system is already open. We are free now to interact with one another, to say hello to someone that we've not seen in a while.
Hello.
So let's unmute.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Nobody is saying anything, no.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, ma.
Mrs. Adekule is saying something, no?
Okay, I'm listening, ma.
I just want to appreciate you that you are enjoying
them. Mr. Ajibade,
Hey, Mrs. D.
Hey, Lesa.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun.
Ó dà ẹ́ gbẹ́ ẹ̀kan fẹ́ palm láàárọ̀ yìí ní ẹ̀ tí ẹ fẹ́ sọ kankan.
Ọlọ́run pín in lérè o.
Amisa. Thank you, Mr. Ogbe, for joining this call.
Thank you, Mrs. Belinda. Auntie Belinda, you don't run away.
Ó dà ẹ́ gbọ́n ti lọ o. There's no more on this call.
Okay, Miss Odejayi, everybody, Ogbe.
Sir. Bye, everybody.
Ẹ ṣé sà, owó kí yín sà. Adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run sà.
Sísádé kan yè mo kí yín o. Ẹ káàsán.
Good morning, o.
Hey, Auntie Boom Boom.
Mr. Mogaji. Good to have you on this call today.
No,
Mr. Ajetumobi. On mute, kẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀.
Àwọn èèyàn ti kúrò.
I don't know. It seems people are not. I don't know. Maybe they are busy thinking about how they are going to
go and meet Rent Anything and list all their items. Everyone seems to be very serious this morning. Thank you very much. Oh, Miss Piero, I like that smile. Thank you for joining. I'm just seeing your face now. You did not label your gadget with your name. I'm only seeing Samsung. So thank you all very much for joining this morning. So on this note, I'm just going to say in another 2 weeks, we are going to bring another webinar around our health, a topic on our health. Let's look out for it. We are going to be on YouTube and also on Zoom. So if peradventure you couldn't join on Zoom, you can please link up on the YouTube. We are going to share the link with us. So thank you all very much for joining. God bless you. So I'm going to be ending the meeting now until another 2 weeks. Bye-bye and see you then.
Bye.
Bye.